Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Official Today channel. ABC General Hospital spoilers. Sam's will declare Scout is not Drew's daughter. Metro Court Grand Room Day. A soft hush blankets the room. Flowers crowd the stage like a city of paper. Mourners in black cluster. Some faces private in grief, some public in performance. An oak podium stands at center. Behind it, Sam McCall's photo smiles like a promise. Tracy Quartz pulls a tissue to her mouth. Sam's close friends, Jason, Sonny, Carly, Sam's attorney, Mara Jenkins, stand together. Willow and Drew sit side by side, Scout between them, clutching a small stuffed rabbit. The kids' wide eyes dart everywhere. A hush. Mira clears her throat. Blackwell's staff whisper. Cameras are off. This is private for now. Mara solemn. Before I read Sam's will, I want to say Sam chose each word very carefully. Please give her wishes the respect she intended. She lifts pages. Her hand trembles only a little. She begins. Mira co-ed. To my family and my town, I love you. If you're hearing this, I must have left in a hurry. I tried to protect Scout with every bone in my body. There is something you must know. Something I have not told you because I was trying to protect, not to hurt. A beat. Tracy exhales. Jason stares at the photo of Sam. Drew's jaw tightens. Mira Company Clause 9. Subsection B. Sam McCall bequeathed to her daughter Scout, a trust for education and care. In that trust, 1. Include a certified paternity report and my explicit statement regarding Scout's biological parentage. Scattered gasps like the flutter of Flag's Mirror Company. It reads, I have commissioned an independent DNA test which confirms that Scout Leonora Cain is not the biological child of Drew Michael Cain. The biological father is Jason Morgan. A sick, sharp sound moves through the room like wind through thin glass. Willow's hand slips from Scout's leg. Scout looks over at Drew, puzzled, sensing the seismic shift. The room spins. Metro Court continuous. The room distorts. Faces blur into frames of shock. Drew's breath is a held thing. Willow's mouth forms the word no and then unspeaks it. Willow whispers stunned. Sam, why would she? Drew voice hollow. That's not possible. I'm Scout's father. Jason's hand is at his mouth. His eyes go to Sam's portrait, then to Scout, then to Drew. A lifetime of powdered memories reconfigures in a flicker. Jason soft Sam. Would she leave this without a reason? Mira continues studying the room with contractual calm. Mira Ms. McCall's will also contains a notarized letter explaining her decision and the chain of custody for the DNA report. Ms. McCall requested the testing be made only in the event of her passing to avoid coercion and public spectacle. I am now required to disclose the results. Trina slips a hand into Kai's. The kids who grew up in the town suddenly feel older. Kai stares like a man watching an algorithm that just crashed. Tracy stern whisper. Some secrets have roots. Sam buried hers for a reason. Well, hear that letter. Mira flips another page. Mira, I'll read her letter now. She reads Sam's voice as though trying to hold a ghost steady. Mira is Sam, you will hate me. I hope you do for a little while. But there is a danger that I could not live with Scout being exposed to. I chose to shield her and I chose to name the man I trust to protect her with everything he has. If this causes hurt, I'm sorry, but I would rather break hearts than let a life be ruined. Sam. Willow's lips tremble. Drew's face is the color of newspaper. Jason's hands clench into fists. The room waits like a creature listening for its pulse. After the bomb Metro Court later, the memorial dissolves into a private backroom. Family clusters. Willow, Drew, Scout, Jason, Sam's closest friends. The air is thick with unsaid things. Drew bitter. Sam could have told me. We raised Scout together. How could she? Why would she deny me my daughter? He spits the word daughter like a question and a plea. Willow voice small. Drew. Sam thought she was protecting Scout. Maybe she thought the truth would cause more harm than good. Drew angry. Protect by lying. That's craziness. Willow. Jason slips aside, guarded. Jason, quiet. I had no idea. If Sam did this, it's because she trusted me with something I didn't even know she carried. Tracy's voice, practical and fierce, breaks the tension. Tracy, Connor, did you ever back when you and Sam? Tracy sees Jason's face. A history that lives like an old scar. Jason soft. Sam and we have a past. We also had moments that were quieter than people think. I never imagined. He trails off. The possibility of paternity now a living thing. Scout tilts her head, sensing the adult storm. Scout. Innocent. Is Sam? Okay, Mommy. Is she coming back? Willow fights for a smile that's the size of a life. Willow soft. Sam's not coming back, sweetheart. We're here. We'll explain everything when it's time. Scout nods. A little too big for her years. The evidence room. Myra's office. Afternoon. Myra sits with 2 sealed envelopes, the DNA report, and Sam's explanatory letter. Anna Dean and Michael Corinthos arrive. The legal machine wakes. Anna, we have to be careful. A paternity declaration in a will is substantive, but it is not legally binding like a paternity order. We need to verify chain of custody. We'll subpoena the testing lab, the courier, and Sam's physician who authorized the test. Michael lean. And in the meantime, we keep custody arrangements for Scout as they are. This is not a time for a legal cage match. It's a time for protecting a child who just lost her mother. Anna nods. There's a human voice under the lawyer's voice that says, protection first. Anna, we'll move quietly. And we will be humane. Myra hands Anna the sealed chain of custody documents. Her hands tremble. Myra. Sam made a point of preparing everything precisely. She had a lawyer notarize the results. She did not want this to be shakily argued. Anna glances at the chain, dates a line. Sam was meticulous in being clandestine. Anna soft. Sam didn't hide recklessly. She hid like someone trying to put out a fire with a jug of water and a calm voice. That matters. The town reacts. Blackwell. Evening. Port Charles tries to pretend it's normal, but the news came before the coffee cooled. Patrons whisper. Tracy refills a coffee like a lighthouse keeper shoring up a beam. Sam's friends gather. Carly, Sonny, Jason, Tracy, and a few hospital staff. Conversations are sharp and stitched with love. Carly, this will blow up. The tabloids will swarm. Drew will be destroyed in headlines. Jason will be dragged back into a past. He may be thought closed. Sonny angry. Whoever thinks they can decide these things from the ghost of a will needs a gut check. We protect Scout. The rest we sort. Jason appears at the table. I stormy palms hard. Jason, I want DNA verification as soon as possible. For Scout, for Drew. For Sam. He tries to sound level, but his hands betray him, trembling like a man who just found the page of a book he thought finished. Trina slides a plate across. Kai watches the room like a diagnostic feed. Key, I can get the lab logs. I can run a hash on the file Sam left. If anyone tried to spoof the results, we'll find the trace. Trina smiles at Kai, proud and anxious. Trina, find the truth, kid. Not so we can weaponize it, but so we can stop hurting the DNA confirmation. Forensic lab. Next day, Kai and Anna stand with a technician and a sealed envelope. The lab is white and low and smells like new things. Technician samples under sterile conditions. We ran independent testing. Blood sample from the clinic archived and a cheek swab from Jason for confirmation and a sample from the same chain that the will points to. The profile matches Sam's submitted report. Allelic markers consistent with paternity between Scout and Jason. Anna exhales. Anna. So the will was accurate. Technician plain. We verified no anomalies in chain of custody for the samples we just tested. However, legally the declaration remains probative, informative, but we will need court acceptance if it's to affect custody or support. Kai stares at the printout like an artifact, a line of numbers turned into a family map. Confrontation. Drew and Willow's loft. Night. Drew sits at the kitchen table in the after dark. Paper scattered. The lab report, Sam's letter, and a photograph of Scout. Willow sits across, hands folded. Drew, hoarse. She made a choice without even telling me. We raised Scout as father and daughter. That's a life built on mornings, on soccer games, on bedtime stories. Willow soft. She thought the truth would put a target on Scout. She believed making Jason the legal named father would give Scout the protection only his life can provide. Maybe she thought the truth would keep dangerous people at bay. Drew slams a fist softly on the table. Not enough to break, but enough to say this hurts. Drew angry wounded. So she lied to my face. She lied to Scout. I thought we had gotten through everything together. Willow reaches and takes his hand. A small human promise. Willow. We can fight what she did in court, in public, or we can decide the best thing for Scout right now is stability. He looks at Scout asleep in the other room, innocent as a small planet. Drew, quiet. I won't let someone rewrite my relationship with my daughter without challenge. But I also won't let this ruin Scout's world. Not now. The hearing. Judge Rollins' Chambers Day. A reluctant court convenes. Judge Rollins presides like a man who knows of weather and storms. Judge Rollins. We are here to consider Ms. McCall's testamentary declaration regarding parentage and the immediate best interests of the minor child. Miss Dean. Anna stands calm. Anna, Your Honor, we submit the independent lab confirmation into evidence. We also submit Ms. McCall's notarized chain of custody and her declarative letter read into the record at her memorial. We ask this court to prioritize continuity of care for Scout. Defense Drew's counsel, heated, but the father's rights are fundamental. DNA alone creates a presumption, but there are decades of parental conduct here. My client Drew Cain has been Scout's father in every way that matters. We ask for a continuing status quo until a full hearing on paternity, custody, and visitation. Judge Rollins considers law versus life. Judge Rollins. This court is mindful of both biological truth and established legal parentage. The immediate order provisional guardianship remains with Drew and Willow for the child's welfare. We will set a full hearing for paternity, visitation, and support. In the interim, all parties are to cooperate for the child's stability. Drew exhales a temporary reprieve. A complicated sort of justice, the letter explained. Sam's apartment night flashback. A memory montage plays. Sam in a dim kitchen late at night. She speaks into a recording device. Papers spread with, if anything happens to me, she strings her thoughts into a chain. The dark threats she'd received about exposing certain donors and contractors, the phone numbers of people she feared would retaliate. She writes, Jason is Scout's father, and if I die, he must be named to protect her. She signs, seals, and calls Mira. Back in present, Myra's voice, measured, relays Sam's intent. Mira. Sam told me she feared that certain people in town would react violently if Drew's investigation proceeded. She did not wish to harm. She wanted to secure Scout's protection by placing her legally in a position she believed Jason could best fulfill. Jason listens like a man being handed a map to a place he never planned to live. Jason soft thought naming me would create a barrier. She asked the law to be her shield. I can't believe she carried this alone. The Fallout Town Square Day tabloid swarm headline screams Sam's secret father or fraud who I Scout's dad. Poor Charles fractures into talk shows and whispered loyalty. Social media a monster chews at the scenes. Tracy meets with Drew for coffee, both where the lines of people used to being in storm centers. Tracy, people will pick a side, but Scout needs us to be steady. That's the honest truth. Don't let the headlines define you. Drew nods, knuckles white on his cup. Drew, I'll fight for what's right, but not in a way that ruins Scout. Tracy's eyes soften with the kind of wisdom earned in small hard wars. Tracy, you're a good father. That can't be rewritten by a test. But the test is a test and the court will weigh both. The Council Hospital. Sam's memorial 2 weeks later. Hundreds gather for a quiet candlelight vigil. Jason takes the microphone. His voice is a gravel road of fidelity and fear. Jason. Sam saved lives. She made hard choices and some of them we may never understand. I won't pretend to be ready to be parent in the way the will suggests overnight, but I will be here for Scout with the resources, love, and protection Sam asked for. He looks at Drew for a long beat. Drew meets his eyes. Jason company. If this is a wound, let's stitch it in a way the child can see love and not the pull of headlines. Drew nods, small and solemn. The town breathes like a community who's been punched but stayed standing. New truths, old hearts. Loft, evening. Willow, Drew, and Scout sit on the couch making paper boats. The town outside still reels, but inside the house is soft and human. Scout can't sleep. Mommy, who am I? Willow looks at Drew, whose face is a study in weariness and wonder. Drew soft to Scout. You are ours. You are mine in every way that matters. DNA is a map, kiddo. But family is the house we build together. We built this house. Scout hugs them both like she's anchoring the world. Willow squeezes Drew's hand. Outside, a press van hums. Inside, Scout's small voice rings like a bell. Willow solemn. We'll tell the truth, Scout. We'll tell you everything when you're ready. For now, you are loved. That's the most important part. Drew looks at the ceiling as if measuring sky. Drew, quiet. Sam thought she was protecting you. Well, try to understand why, but I won't be erased from you. This is on my life. They sit like a family that has been through fire and comes out wanting to be better. Court date set. Tomorrow looms. Court corridor day. Anna walks with Mira. Outside the courthouse steps team with cameras. A sign. Paternity and custody hearing. Wednesday 9 a.m. Anna. We'll prepare the evidence, protect the child's privacy, and make sure the truth is used to heal and not to hurt. Mirror. Sad smile. Sam wanted it this way. Ruthlessly, weirdly, she thought this was the best way to keep her child safe. Anna, then we'll do our best to honor her wish and the child's well-being. They look up at the courthouse and past it to the city beyond, Port Charles. Messy and stubborn and human.